Hey there folks, welcome back to One Size Fits None. I have a riddle for you, and I gotta say, it's got me pretty stumped. You see, this glass of milk is about halfway full, but I want it to be filled exactly to the middle. No guessing or anything. I want a way to know that this thing is halfway full, but without using any measuring cups or tools of any sort. I can only use my own self, from my head and shoulders to my knees and toes. And I can use the glass, I guess, and the milk inside of it. Let's see if we can think about that for a couple of seconds and come up with a solution to the problem. I got nothing. So instead, let's try working backwards and see what we can figure out from there, using our old deductive reasoning skills. Well, I can touch the cup without using any tools, so let's try that. Yep, that's certainly a cup. I can also pick up the cup and move it around, so let's give that a shot. It's got some lovely palm trees on it. It's a little cold. Hey, you know what? Picking up the cup gives us a bit of a clue as to how we're going to solve this problem. You see, no matter how much I tilt the cup, the milk line is always about flat because gravity's pulling all the liquid down and it wants to conform to the shape of the container. So I have a way of creating a flat line without using any tools. And flat lines are pretty notorious for their ability to measure things. So great. Now what? Well, let's say that this cup actually was halfway full. What would that mean? Well, it would mean that this milk line is exactly half the height of our cup, because our cup is a cylinder, meaning it's horizontally symmetrical. And with all horizontally symmetrical objects, half their height is half their volume. So if the milk was taking up half the volume of the cup and it was standing straight up, then the line would be at exactly half the height. Well, that would mean that no matter how much we tilt it, this amount of milk is always half the volume, and that the line that the milk creates is always half the height. What if we were to tilt this cup to a line that we could see that isn't the milk line? Because there are a couple other lines. There's the lip of the cup. That's a definable line that we can see and measure. And there's also the bottom of the cup, that bottom edge. We have 3 lines that we can use to measure things now, and if we make them all connect, well, we should have something. If we tilt the cup as much as possible and as carefully as possible so I don't spill milk on my coffee table, and make it reach the lip of the cup like that, then this side of the milk line should touch the bottom edge of the cup if it were exactly halfway full, because a straight line from this bottom part of the lip and this top part of the bottom edge would be exactly half the volume and exactly half the height of the cup in this position. But it's not, because I guess our cup is a little too full. So you know what that means? That means if we poured this out, then once the milk line reached this edge, the cup would be exactly halfway full. Now, hypothetically, I could pour the milk out onto my coffee table without using any outside tools, but I'd rather not do that because I like my coffee table. So instead, I'm gonna get a pot in here because a pot can capture that milk without ruining any wood. So let's try pouring out this milk very carefully and see if we can make a perfectly straight line from the top lip to the bottom edge. It's like a game of operation. I'm being very careful here. I'm a little shaky because I'm excited about math, but I think this should be about correct. So if you see here, tilting this cup till the milk line reaches the lip and the bottom edge of the cup, makes it a perfectly straight line, and it is halfway full. Now, it's important to note that this neat little trick doesn't work for cups of all creeds. You see, my cylindrical cup happens to be horizontally symmetrical, but a cup like this is not horizontally symmetrical. You see, the bottom half is smaller than the top half. So if this thing were full of milk and I were to try and tilt it so that the milk line reached the top edge of the bottom and the bottom edge of the lip, then we would have a cup that is more full of air than it is of milk. Most drinking glasses are in the shape of a conical frustum, which is also something that is not horizontally symmetrical. But you know what is horizontally symmetrical? A barrel. It's a truncated prolate spheroid. So this trick would work for something like that. So now, yes, using a little bit of critical thinking, knowledge of geometry, and spilling milk on my table, I still managed to get some on there, we can confirm that this glass is exactly halfway empty. Or is it halfway full? That's a riddle for another day. I think I've already met my quota for this video. This has been One Size Fits None. My name is Quentin Tran, and I'm gonna enjoy a little snack.